What is going on? I'm Zedmont. Season 21 has started, and it's got a few surprises. Now, my apologies, did not make a sneak peek. Spring break weekend, Mega Crab, all sorts of stuff going on. Quickly gonna grab our boats, get some intel flowing into the task force. Another great way to get intel flowing into your task force is to play warships, even if you don't play or push or just get the occasional chest. There's some extra intel waiting for your task force there. We are in rank 11, likely going to fall out of rank 11. Well, I'm very, very curious to see. I've got some good tips here for you. We're going to show you how to win in the early season, also how to push that forward into the later season. Now, this season's a little bit different than normal, and there's a little bit of a mistake in the season. A feature. I think the people that made the sneak peeks, there was a bit of a miscommunication there. I'm not overly sure. I don't want to say too much. Nonetheless, if you had plans to go with Heavy Zooka, it's time to back that up. Hopefully you have not unlocked Heavies yet, because unlocking Heavies is a mistake. There's no need to spend these 20 keys. Don't go anywhere near the Heavies. And the reason for that is, if you look closely, these are Vampire Zookas. These are not regular Zookas. So upgrading these Zookas is going to be super, super important, because they don't die. They will just keep healing themselves. You'll get all sorts of good stuff out of there. We're going to upgrade our gunboat to tier 3. We're going to upgrade our landing crafts all of the way. Now, when I say this season's a little bit different than others, it's because we're going to get all sorts of junk right now. I'm going to upgrade my mortars to the maximum. We are going to go full mortar maximum. And the reason for that is because we've got other mortars over here. We're going to upgrade our sniper towers to level 4, and the reason for that is because it's going to give us the maximum number of sniper towers. Next up, we're going to go down here and get some building health. We're also going to go down here and get some flamethrowers. I never, ever do this, but there's just so much stuff here that's all going to be good later on, that we're going to go and do that. Also, speaking with the members of Triangle 9, that has been their strategy as well. So now, I maxed my flamethrowers. I was going to say I maxed my flamethrowers. I didn't plan to max my flamethrowers, so we are going to max the flamethrowers. We did not have enough keys to max the machine guns. We're going to stay in 2 engine rooms for a hot minute, simply because that is what is going to be required for the moment. We are going to spread our engine rooms out. Don't know if that's a good idea or not. Now, the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to put our mortars far, far back up against this engine room. We're going to bring out some more mortars, it sounds like almost like we're rhyming some things, and we're going to build a base very quickly. Now, this base is not something you're going to want to copy. The other thing you want to remember is that people don't have flares. Now, 2 engine rooms to me is not something that I enjoy, simply because there are no flares, and no flares means no fun to me, typically speaking. But nonetheless, we have spent way more keys than I ever spend in an early season, but I'm doing this based on words sent by good friends, people on the Boom Beach that I trust. So I have also done a little bit of gameplay already using my other account, so we're just going to quickly build a base, and I hate building bases. I wish, apparently in Clash of Clans, you can copy someone else's base, and that would be absolutely, absolutely magical. And we are going to line all of our mines up, hoping to get people's Zookas just wandering through them, because, like I said, don't waste anything on Heavies. On my other account, I unlocked Heavies thinking that Zookas were not going to be enough on their own, and then I realized that the Zookas were doing something weird, and I was not quite awake yet, so yeah, I'm sure other people have made that mistake as well, so I figured time to get on the tubes. I typically would not be releasing a video this early in the morning, but it was required. Now, this is not necessarily a great idea, this base design, or lack of design. What I'm hoping is that some of their troops are going to start following these sniper towers and start following these buildings because they don't have flares. You can also clump things up. Base design, not going to be part of this video, but what is going to be part of this video is just loading up all Zookas. Don't use anything else. There's no need. Load up all your Zookas. They will get through mortars. They will get through machine guns. Also, that building health going to be very, very smart. Now, see this person? They did the same sort of thing. They said, hey, all of your troops are going to get pulled off to that right-hand side. So I'm going to save one boat of Zookas. We're also going to save a shock right here for that mortar. Now look at this. Zookas against machine guns. No problems at all. It is so strange to see, and it's hard to trust your instincts. Like right now, everything in me is screaming, throw a shock. But you see that mortar just hit those Zookas, and they just carried on, not a care in the world. Now we are going to shock these sniper towers on this left-hand side, and the reason for that is there's only a couple boats of Zookas. I did not send nearly enough Zookas to that left-hand side. And now we are going to fail on our first attack because all of our troops have to make it through all of this person's mess right in the middle here. So sad start. Let's see if we can get that sad start out. What better way to signify a sad start than throwing out the sad trombone? So I will not be staying in the 2-engine room tier for long because I can't stand playing without flares. Without flares drives me crazy. Now, you can think things through. You saw that I dropped one boat of Zookas there. Thought it through a little bit, but not nearly enough. There was way too many boats over here. First attack of the season, though, so I can live with a loss. Winning and losing. Losing does not matter early in the season. Please don't go buy heavies or go down and get rifles or something like that simply because you started losing. Farm your chests, take a breath, talk to some people, and go from there. Now this base, I feel like these kind of bases are not going to work terribly well this season. We're going to find out here, though, because there's a lot of things that are going to be firing at us, but we can shock most of those important things all at once. Our Zookas are going to outrange the flamethrowers. We're going to get all sorts of troops moving in now. They do have a lot of mines all in those couple spots, though, so it's going to be a very, very good test of those Zookas' healing abilities, because once we get into those mines, it's going to be bad danger. But as you see there, just getting hit by mortars, and the Zookas don't care. Just cruising right through all of those mines. It's such a mind, it plays with your mind. I was trying to find, most of you out there know exactly what I was thinking and what I was trying to say. But we're going to keep this PG-13, and I'm not going to say what entered my mind, and we're just going to carry on. And just watching your Zookas hit mines and get hit by mortars and just take it and keep going is so incredibly strange. It takes some getting used to for sure, and it doesn't help that the Zookas don't have that Vampire Zooka badge to them, so it's very, very strange and takes a bit of getting used to, like I said. But as you can see here, no heavies were required. Now, the great thing about these Vampire Zookas is they're going to stay alive. And as you can see here, my base, 1 second, so close. Let's see what times my base is getting. 255, 246. So realistically, this base probably needs some tweaking. Let's have a quick look and see what they're bringing in up against us. See, people using heavies. I think they're beating me simply because my base is not good, not because heavies are doing anything useful. So don't fall into the heavy trap. I don't think there's any use for heavies. Maybe that's going to be the title of this video, like avoid the heavy mess, but nonetheless, Season 21 shaping up to be very, very interesting. We've got Rainmakers, which I've seen a number of people when Protos were announced that people were going to be super excited about Rainmakers. Personally, I don't think Rainmakers are going to be used, but for people without instant training, it's going to mean that you'll lose 0 troops and you'll be able to get easy intel. Just drop all your Rainmakers, close the game, and off you go. Not necessarily the most popular way to do it because you're going to be super slow and your opponents aren't going to be happy, but easy intel. And then we won't look too much further ahead at the season. We're just going to keep cruising along. I'm going to get this first chest. I'm already 8 hours behind. I've already missed a chest, which is not super, super encouraging. We're going to go like this, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go like this, 1, 2, 3, and we're just going to hold the line, folks. We're just going to wait for all of our troops to clear those very, very ends of the lines. And then we're going to bring our other Zookas in. Now, probably did the exact same mistake as last time, bringing in too many troops too early on. But I figured, you know what? What the heck? Let's give this a shot. We're going to drop that boat there. We're going to drop that boat there. And then hopefully the rest of our Zookas are just going to cruise in and take down the engine rooms. Is one boat of Zookas enough? Probably not. But we're going to find out in about... Oh, look at that. Even some of them made the left turn just to make me even more infuriated. So Zookas pounding away on the engine rooms. Do consider dropping a couple boats late as I did there. My timing is definitely off, but we should be able to take this base off in about 2 minutes 54 is going to be my guess, as we just sit here and watch our troops do things that are so infuriating. No flares is not a ton of fun, but I got to give it to Supercell. A lot of people have been complaining about the heavy rush, so getting rid of flares removes the heavy rush, and Vampire Zookas actually are a great benefit that no one saw coming. So maybe, just maybe, we can end the video with our first victory. I think we will. Yes. Oh, finally. So, as you can see there, it's actually a draw. Okay, we're going to do one more battle. I'm going to pick up a win, I'm sure of it, and hopefully I can actually drop my troops in a reasonable fashion. So say the first person's doing exactly the same thing. We're going to ignore this right-hand side because we're going to get as many troops coming up this middle as we can. We're hoping to split off this middle bit. And then we're going to drop a couple more boats over in here. And then I'm just going to hold for a second, just because so far my drops have been terrible. And by cutting out the middle here, we should be able to get some of our troops going off to that left-hand side. And if not, then at least I can whine and moan about the lack of flares just one more time. As Daft Punk once said, I believe that was. Come on. Hopefully, there we go. See, we've cut the middle out of that base, which means that our troops are going to head off in 2 directions, which is exactly what we were hoping for. And the boat has started to float. Speaking of warships, big news in the world. All of the memes about the boat being stuck are coming to an end. For the good or the bad. Our troops are hopefully going to get this base down. We should be able to get this down in about 3 minutes, which is going to be a decent time finally. It only took us 4 battles to get our feet underneath us to float our boat. Come on, boat. There we go. 2 minutes 56 seconds, so still not super duper fast, but we are progressing, getting a little bit better every single attack, which is the important part for sure. This person, look at that, trying to shock their own troops to keep them alive. I love doing that. Troby79, I thank you for gifting me my first win of the season. Now, that is all I've got for you for the early season of 21. Do consider subscribing. There will be a ton more details coming up. I am going to be getting into 3 engine rooms as soon as I possibly can. Then we're going to be getting some boom cannons, getting some boom mines, and then cruising along through here into flares. And also, I don't think we're going for, actually, you know what? It looks like Orion did go get troop health as well. So troop health combined with the Vampire Zookas will be incredibly interesting. So do stick around. I am going to get more interested in this, more invested in this. I will be doing all sorts of attacks. I will report back very soon. Otherwise, as always, the kids are back to school. Spring break is over. Life is returning to normal. Hopefully things are good with you. Do consider liking, sharing, subscribing. Let me know where you got on the Mega Crab. I got up to stage 76 before I ran out of time and effort and abilities. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Peace.